Hi guys, it's me Pebbles. I'm back. It was quite an experience. As you can see, my hair is done. I know it doesn't look like much, but it does look better up close. I picked the smallest rod, and I did this actually against his recommendation. He checked out my hair, and because 2 years ago I had a Japanese straighten, and then 1 year ago I had a bleach and color, and then a re-bleach because the color of the recolor didn't take. It stayed only 2 weeks. So I bleached my hair to get it to white, and then I colored it black, and then I colored it black, and then I colored it black before the black finally took. And that was my last coloring was about, I'd say, 9 months ago. And he checked out my hair, and can't remember his name. I'll post it down below. But he totally recommended against doing it. He actually said your hair would be better with a Japanese straightening than to do a perm because you already have a Japanese straightening in your hair. So to go against that, because this part of my hair was still Japanese straightened hair, even though it had been colored and bleached and colored, it still was straighter because it had been treated with straighteners. So he actually recommended I do a straightening, but I'm stubborn and I have a heart set on it, and I kind of told everyone here that I would do it. So I told him just go ahead, and I said, worst case scenario, it breaks off at the virgin parts, and it's still salvageable. It's just it won't look good, and you'll probably have to straighten it or something because it's gonna look really bad if the perm is like right here and it's like ending down and behind my ears. So he went ahead with it, even though he really felt that it was taking quite a big risk because I did have pretty nice long hair, and he didn't think that it was good to risk it just because I could risk breakage. But he decided to use the weakest solution, and he left it on for about 10 minutes. And when he went to go check the hair, it said that a part of my hair, the part that's here, which is probably the part that was colored, so because the hair grows, so it was like the colored hair and then the Japanese straightened hairs, and I used to color my hair like every 3 weeks, so that hair finally grew out, and then I went for a Japanese straighten, and then we cut off a little bit and I did a color and bleach, and then this has grown out, so some of the hair is still been a little bit treated. And so yeah, he was telling me, and I was like freaking out because I'm like, oh god, it's really gonna happen, it's breaking off while you're washing it, isn't it? But he said no, it's not. I wouldn't leave it on for more than 2 more minutes, and so we did. I think it was 12 minutes in total. The time was supposed to be 10 to 20 minutes, but he didn't want to risk more than 12 minutes. He actually scooted me over to the chair and said, why don't we get you all ready so that as soon as time's up, we're gonna wash it. And I mean, I don't have really a sensitive scalp, but when you tug on just one hair, it does hurt. But if you were to tug on my hair and comb my hair like this with a big brush, I wouldn't feel anything. I wouldn't feel any pain. But the way he was removing rollers, and he was doing it as gentle as he could, I swear the whole mall could hear me go ow every time he took one of them. He lifted it, and then there was one he had just brushed his finger by it, and I said ow, and he's like, I haven't even picked it up yet. And so it was quite an experience. And oh yeah, when I walked in, and he was like maybe midway through his first 100 rollers. It took a couple hundred because I wanted the smallest spiral, and he said, you have so much hair, it's gonna take a couple hours. And when he was first doing them, somewhere along the way, I was telling him about where I used to get my hair done, and I was saying, oh, this is such a good deal because I get a Japanese straighten for 120 to 150, and I couldn't believe I got this for 115. And then we got talking, and I realized that the person who answered my phone call yesterday when I changed appointments from a haircut to a haircut and perm, I had told them I wanted a perm and that I wanted it vertically, the loops to go vertically, not horizontally. And I asked them if that was possible, and they said yes. And I also, because I didn't know what it was called yet, and then I also made sure that the length of the hair, I said, if I came in for a cut, because I wasn't sure yet, that I had not realized at that point that the hair will shrink a little bit due to the curls. It would be shorter when it's done. But I had asked them, when you say for medium to long hair, are you talking about the final finish length or the length I walk in with? Then they told me it was when I walked in. So it went from 110 instead to 115. But they said depending on the length that we deem it when you walk in, we will judge the price then. So it could be 110, but it more likely will be 115 because I told them it just passed my shoulder blade. So we got talking, and he found out that someone misinformed me, and he said no, the perm that you were quoted is the ones with big rollers where I can put 4 times as much hair as a spiral, because spiral apparently you use more rods, and he took like this much hair and wrapped it in one of those things. Like, I'm serious. I was watching. I couldn't believe how long it was going to take. I was like freaking out. I was like, I'm going to be here till like midnight. And he was telling me that there's no way it wouldn't work out to minimum wage if they had charged me 115 because minus the supplies. And he brought out the pamphlet and said that there's different prices based on different skills and different experience levels, and apparently he's a master stylist. So his rates start at 200 to 250, and on my hair where it's even more delicate, it might actually cost more. But because of the little misunderstanding, he did it for 150, but that's the lowest he could go. And so I was in for a little bit of a shock, but at least we found out before it came to pay, because then I would feel really I would have felt really ripped off, because like, you should at least tell me this beforehand, because that's not what I was told. And we probably get into a little bit of an argument over it, but I okayed it because he had already rolled like 1/5 of my head, probably not even that because it takes so many, but I okayed it. We went ahead with it, and believe it or not, it was totally worth it, because he was supposed to be off, I believe, at 6:30, and he was there till just 6 minutes to 8. 6 minutes to 8. I just got home. I left the mall at 57, I think it was 7:57 in the evening, and I walked in there at like quarter to 4. So he worked on me right away. So for the price I was charged, I mean, I couldn't believe that most people would pay $250 for this, but the amount of work that it takes, I can understand the price, because I was watching him put it in there, and when he got to about above my ear, and so he's done 50%, I was telling him, I said, you know what, I now understand why you guys charge so much. I was like, I would ask for like $500, and if you charged only like $150, I'd be like, okay, I'll put the rollers in, but when the treatment's done, you take them out yourself and wash, because and he's like, exactly. And he works only 4 days a week. But he was really good. He had a really gentle touch on my hair. It's just that I don't know what it is. In the last 6 months, my hair's gotten so sensitive, the scalp, and I've noticed a change in my hair. And it could be because I was also dieting, and I might not be getting a certain nutrition that I'm supposed to get for the hair. I haven't had time to look into it, but I've noticed a considerable appearance change in my hair. And I was told it was vitamin B that I'm deficient in, because I mostly eat just like lettuce salads with cheese and stuff, but I don't really eat a lot of variety right now, and because it's simple and I get off late. But I noticed that I was getting white hairs, and based on when I pull it out, the part that's still black and the part that's white is consistent with a 6-month period, which is when I started dieting. In October, I dieted from 104.8, and that was working full time, and I am now down to 98.1, and I fluctuate between 98.1 and 99.6. And so it was just simpler to eat certain things. I already knew how much they were worth. I don't like to exercise, so I prefer to diet with the calorie count thing. But I really need to improve what I'm eating, and he did say that too, like your hair here it feels great, it's just what's going on up here, and this is your virgin hair, this is hair that's grown out, it hasn't been chemically treated or anything, so why does it feel so dry here? And here obviously was in need of a trim, so he's like, we can work with that. But anyway, in my next video I will show you what I bought, and I'll probably tell you how much this whole experience costs, because I'm about, let's just say I'm about $120 over budget on what I anticipate this thing would cost.